Primetime local news, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
Hello and welcome to Primetime Local News. My name is Randy Cormish and thank you for joining us. American tariff threats and the price of eggs have been hot-button issues as of late. Arlene Hoffert went to a local farmers market to see if politics and prices are affecting what food people in Lloyd are choosing to put on their tables.
I'm here today at the Border City Farmers Market, and today I'm going to find out why people are buying more local and if recent events have any effect on that. With tariff threats from the United States looming, many Canadians have turned to buying domestically and more specifically local products. Despite the push to buy products at home, vendors say they have not seen a huge increase in the amount of shoppers at the farmers market.
Not really, but all year it's good to shop local. This town is big at shopping local, and it helps everybody. Helps the vendors, it helps the community, it helps everybody. The pricing this year has gone up a little bit because of the pricing in the world, but we are still, you get the quality.
A recent concern among many people has been the rising price of eggs in the United States and the fear that Canadian prices will soon follow. Trina Bowie of the Bowie Barn says her prices have not significantly increased.
No, I think mine have been consistent for probably the last year and a half. I don't know if it has anything to do with the tariffs or not. I've been really busy and I'm very thankful for that. So there's always a great demand for fresh eggs, it seems.
Customers at the farmers market say their desire to buy local is not an effect of American tariffs, but is instead their way of supporting fellow community members and getting authentic quality products they can trust.
I wouldn't say that has influenced me in that I've been buying from some of these vendors already for a while, but I think supporting local is really important.
Well, I think it helps out the local farmers quite a lot, so why not? It's good product, good people.
No, I'm not worried about tariffs. I mean, I've always said buy local if you can and, support your local farmers and your local business people that are trying to make a go of it.
While tariffs aren't the main reason why people are coming out and supporting local, it's great to see that people are coming to the farmers market and supporting Lloydminster vendors. Lane Hoffert, Primetime Local News.
After a very cold few days, Aristarte Lazo sat down with the chief of the Lloydminster Rescue Squad to talk about some safety tips for the cold weather.
Today I'm joined by the Chief of Lloydminster Rescue Squad, Norm Namier. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you so much for having me.
So we just finished having a very cold few days here in Lloyd, reaching high -30s and wind chill, and I mean it's bound to happen again. So would you be able to share some safety tips and how to prepare for weather like that?
We are a community now that travels all over the place, so I think traveling is a huge concern. I think the first and foremost is make sure that your vehicle is winter ready, and what I mean by that is that you've got winter tires on, not seasonals, because they don't tend to grip the ice and the snow as good as winter tires. Make sure that you got a full tank of gas before you leave. Make sure that you've got a good battery, and your vehicle is in good operating condition. Also, one big thing that people forget is make sure your wiper blades are good, because if you get some wet snow too, or some blowing snow and it just starts freezing and you can't get it off, that impairs your visibility. So that's another good important factor to take in. The big thing too, before you leave, what we stated before with the cold weather, it's good to check the forecast prior to your leaving. Not only where you're leaving from, but your destination. So make sure that your destination, in Lloyd it might be great, but in Edmonton or Calgary, if you're traveling, or North Battleford, wherever you're traveling to, might have a different forecast or different weather pattern. So you need to make sure that you're not going to be caught right in the middle of a snowstorm, because that's a no fun thing. So that's one of the things. Make sure your tank is full, your vehicle is full of gas. And prior to your leaving, if you have snow in your windshield, and we see that all the time in the city here, make sure that you brush off your front windshield and your side windows, and especially your back. Sometimes you see vehicles just with a patch big enough to see out of. That's a no good thing. So I think that's one thing that people need to be aware of too, is make sure you adapt to the driving conditions also. I think we see a big thing with speed. I don't know if some people don't understand the ice and the snow factor, but you need to slow down no matter what, because your braking distances will definitely increase. So you need to be mindful of that, and especially mindful of other people's actions. Look ahead, make sure you're alert.
And speaking of like cars and stuff, what else would you suggest are essential items that people should have in their cars, just in case they get stuck or anything car related?
Is extra clothing, extra gloves, a toque or hat. A blanket is always a good idea. A blanket or even a sleeping bag. That way you can, if you're traveling with more than one person, you can share that and you'll keep yourself warm. Carry a couple bottles of water and maybe a bag of treats, something that you can nibble on if you do get detained or delayed for 3-4 hours or maybe a little longer. I always like to carry a shovel in case I'm just off the edge. I can maybe just move some snow around and drive out. Your cell phone is always a handy thing to have, and make sure that you have a charger, because if you do get stranded, first thing you're going to probably do is get on your phone, maybe play or look at a video or do something, and then next thing you know that your battery is low. So you want to make sure you have that phone charger. One of the other things I would recommend, if you are traveling, maybe 3-4 hours, and you're traveling to another destination, a family destination, make sure that you phone, let them know, hey, I'm leaving right now, and I expect to be there by 6 o'clock. Give them a time frame, and if they don't hear from you, that they can call you back, and then they can just see where you're at and make sure that you are safe. Because sometimes if you get caught in a snowstorm or you're traveling behind a semi-unit, you might not be able to pass for miles because the snow is blowing. So you want to stay a little further back and just be out of that snow whirlwind kind of thing.
And so, are there any other specific concerns or hazards that the rescue squad is preparing for during this time?
I think for most of us, we're always ready to go out in any condition, but it is essential that if there's a weather warning specifically for a blizzard or a heavy snowfall warning, I think people need just to make sure that they understand the situation that they could be placed in, and then when they do that, they're putting other people in a bad position too, because then we have to respond. Sometimes if it's a whiteout condition, we might not be able to respond, and not only us, any other emergency. We're talking ambulance or even police. It might take them quite a bit longer to get to scene or get to that accident. So you just need to be mindful of that, and unless there's an absolute need to travel, especially when Environment Canada issues warnings, you just need to stop back and think about what you got to be doing, and it's an absolute necessity to head out in that condition.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you so much for
Yes.
chatting with me today, and stay warm out there.
Yes. No, well, thank you for having me. It's always enjoyable. So hopefully your listeners will adhere to some of the advice.
Absolutely. Thank you again, and have a great day.
Thank-
We'll have more primetime local news after the break. Marsden will be hosting a snowmobile rally coming up on March 1st. Our Jackson Fontaine talked to one of the organizers to get more insight on the rally.
I'm happy to be joined here today with Chris McGlattery, who's one of the organizers of the Marsden Snowmobile Rally coming up. So Chris, thanks for joining me.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Jackson.
So you guys have a snowmobile rally coming up in March. So can you just explain to me what that's all about?
Yeah, so we're just hosting a snowmobile rally for the rec board, raise a little bit of money for the community. We run a little mini rink in town, and then support other groups in town as well.
And for anyone who doesn't really know what a snowmobile rally is, could you just tell me what they are?
So yeah, pretty much everyone will get registered at the hall in Marsden, and we will take you guys on a roughly 50-mile adventure south of Marsden into the community pasture. We've got a few stops along the way for pick your numbers for your hands, and we'll end up back in Marsden for supper.
And Chris, do people need to sign up for the rally, or can they just show up at the Marsden Hall?
So registration will be open Saturday morning, March 1st, from 10 a.m. till noon, Mountain Standard Time. And yeah, there's no pre-registering, anything like that. So just show up, and pay your money, and go have a good time.
How much is it to participate?
So rider hands are $25, and that ticket will get you your supper. And then we're doing $5 ghost hands as well. So if folks want extra chances to win a little bit of cash, then that's how they can do it.
And you mentioned you guys are going to be doing a supper as well with the rally. So could you just talk to me about that? What's going to be happening?
Yeah, you bet. We got pulled pork supper. So pulled pork sandwiches and some salads from, I think, local ladies making the salads, and then the pulled pork's coming from Butcher Shop in Neilburg. That'll be, I think we're going to start that about 4 o'clock, kind of once everybody's back from the rally.
I also did want to ask, for the rally, is there an age limit, or can anyone participate?
Yeah, no, all ages are welcome, families, single riders, everything like that. There is a bit of a release form we have folks sign, and obviously you have to be a legally licensed to operate a snow machine. So
I noticed there's quite a few of these rallies coming up in the next few months, and hopefully the weather stays warm, but could you just tell me what makes this one different than the others?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. We've got a good mix. The rally is, like I said, about 50 miles long, and good mix of a little bit of, farmer field jumping, and, the community pasture south of town holds a lot of snow, and it's pretty good trail riding through there. So.
And you mentioned that all the money raised will be going somewhere, but could you just elaborate more on that?
It'll be for the rec board itself. Like I said, we run a little mini rink, a little natural ice surface inside of a building. So money will go towards, paying caretakers and the power bill and that kind of stuff. And then we do also support other groups in Marsden, a couple of seniors groups and hockey teams and that kind of stuff. So
finally, Chris, is there anything else you'd like to add about the rally or the supper?
We'll have helmet and goggle raffles, as well as some tables, door prizes, and that sort of thing. So usually lots of people donate. Should be some pretty good prizes. So come on out.
Awesome. Well, hopefully the weather is warm for you guys that weekend, and it turns out to be a great event. Thanks for doing this today, Chris.
Yeah, you bet. Thanks for having me, Jackson.
The Lloydminster Bobcats have just returned from a long road trip and now will have an extended home stand. The Bobcats didn't have the greatest start to their road trip, but had a solid finish, grabbing 2 wins against the Storm and the Extreme.
When you look at the drum game, didn't have much. Calgary, we were kind of, we were there, but just, took too many penalties. They capitalized on their power play. Then you get to a team like Canmore, which, for me, I thought we played really well. And from there, we've been playing really tight hockey. Like, goals against has been low. Haven't given up a lot, which we want to continue to do. We want to be tight defensively. We want to be a patient team. We want to make the other team break. And
the Bobcats are happy to be home and have the home crowd cheering for them on their next few games.
The fans, they bring a lot of energy and helps us out, so the more fans we get, the more we hear them. We're motivated to play in front of them and get the win, so it's nice.
The Bobcats will hope to continue their win streak when they take on the Drayton Valley Thunder. Lloydminster's Border City Connects are working towards their annual charity hockey game, but are still looking for more players. Callan Dunlop sat down with the organizer of Play It Forward to learn more information.
Today, I'm happy to be joined by Aaron Buckingham, founder of the Play It Forward charity hockey game. Aaron, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me today.
Hey, thanks for having the time to take me on. It's great.
And we're here to talk about this year's game, which is fast approaching. And just to start, for those unaware, what is this charity hockey game? And can you just provide a little more details?
Yeah, so 4 years ago, I was looking for a way to make some money for Border City Connects. At the time, they were looking to replace a ban. And I thought, what does Lloydminster love? Two things. First of all, Lloydminster loves community. No matter what happens in our community, people always step up. Lloydminster loves hockey. So how can we join those two things and marry them together? So I came up with the idea of a one-day marathon game. And we've been doing it. This will be our 4th year now. So what happens is 48 players come out. Each player is required to raise a minimum of $500 in donations or fundraising to play in the game. We get sponsors. We live stream the game. It's play-by-play. There's a big screen in the Service Sports Center where you can watch it, come down, donate. And over the years, the first 3 years, we're over $200,000 fundraised so far, with last year being our biggest ever. So we're looking to grow that, of course.
So much money has been made for Border City Connects over these 4 years. Can you talk a little bit about what these proceeds will be going towards?
Yeah, so like I say, in the past, we've done a specific project where we've replaced units for them. The first year, it was $120,000 they needed to replace one of the bigger vans that you see driving around. They got a $60,000 grant, so we made a $60,000 fundraising goal to pay the other half. Right, so we bought half of that van. The next year, next couple of years, we've replaced more of the caravans, the Border City Expresses, where we've gone the ones that do the out-of-town medical trips, because those things get miled out very quickly. They're going back and forth to out-of-town medical appointments with people that have no other way. So the miles go quick. And the scariest thing for me, or the thing I never want to see, is the kind of weather we've had over the last couple of weeks, and one of our volunteer drivers taking grandma up to Edmonton for a medical appointment and breaking down on the side of the road. Right? They missed their appointment they've waited for, the dangers of being out in the cold. We want to make sure that Border City Connects has reliable vehicles. So that's what we've done the last 2 years. This year, the money is going to go towards the greatest need, which we will allow or we don't need to allow them. They will decide, the board, Border City Connects will decide where the funding is going to go to best serve the community.
That's great to hear. So much good being done for the community there. I wanted to lastly just talk about the registration process. If people are interested who have been watching, and you spoke on it briefly already, but just if people who are watching are interested in playing in the tournament or in the game, how can they go about doing that?
Yeah, I think the first point I want to make on that is I think a lot of people, even after the years of having females involved in the tournament, I would really love to see a bunch of female hockey players come out and join this game. It's been predominantly male. And I would love to see, so I know there's co-ed leagues and everything in Lloyd. You don't have to be a specific skill set. The only requirement is you have to be 18 years old because our insurance says so. So you got to do that. But I would really love to see the female side of this tournament or this game grow. Right now, due to some conflicts and a few other things, I'm short players this year to make this all happen. So I'm looking for 10 to 15 more skaters right now to get up and running. So all they have to do is they can reach out to me with my email address. It's on the Border City Connects X account. It's on the Facebook page. If you guys can put it up on the screen or whatever works, reach out to me. I will make sure that we get you all the right information and get you up on the website, because how people donate is really simplified over the years too. Your name, your player name will go on the website. If you want to sponsor me, you go to Border City Connects website, you find my name, you pick it, and you make your donation. So it's nice for the players too, because they don't have to be going door to door or canvassing their friends. They just say, hey, go click on this link and you can donate to me and help me. I want to raise the most money. And that's how it works. But I'd certainly like to see some more diversity in the game. I've got a female goaltender this year for the first time, who Lloydminsterites who follow hockey will know. Bella McKee is playing in the game, former PWM Steeler. So, I'd love to see more females join, but we need players, right? So anybody of any skill set, of any age, we've got a really range of groups. My son is coming back to play from university for the first or second time, and he's got a line together of old teammates from minor hockey, right? Have some fun with it. Get some buddies together, and let's all work together to raise that money for Border City Connects.
Well, that is just great to hear. And that really covers all of the questions that I had for you today. So I want to thank you again for taking the time to spread awareness of this. And yeah, good luck on the event.
Thank you very much, and go Canada.
Now here's a look at your egg prices. Thank you for joining us. My name is Randy Cormish, and have a great rest of your day.